Jimmy and Jimmy Hart on the floor. Preparation for the upcoming match. Oh, there's the eyes coming off. And the headband. And there he is. The belt coming off.
Take that ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Woo! I love it, baby.
Oh. Number one like him. Thank goodness.
Whoa!
One fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up. From Pensacola, Florida, 226 pounds, Robert Gibson. And from the Big Apple, New York City, at 239 pounds, handsome Jimmy Valiant. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
This obviously a non-title bout. Handsome Jimmy's Southern Heavyweight crown is not on the line. Receiving some last-minute instructions from Jimmy Hart, who is now down off the ring after Robert Gibson comes over. Bell time, and we're off and running.
Should be a good one. Robert Gibson, young man out of Pensacola, Florida. And Jimmy Valiant. That's a wrestling move. All right. It looks suspiciously like a stall. Now we're into action. Back into the turnbuckles. Handsome Jimmy drops the broad arm, but Robert Gibson was gone. Valiant back into the ropes. Clean break by Robert Gibson. Handsome Jimmy pulled that fist back, and Robert Gibson popped him. Back into the turnbuckle. Handsome Jimmy. He's going to try the body drag. Going to throw Robert across the ring. Robert hung on to the turnbuckle, reverses it, but instead it's Handsome Jimmy that bounces on his back across the ring. Valiant out of the ring. Conference with Jimmy Hart. Jimmy's trying to explain to the audience exactly what happened, his version of it. Valiant back through the ropes into the ring. Robert Gibson waiting for him there. No. Handsome one. Has something in his right hand there. Robert Gibson asking the referee to check Handsome Jimmy over. Come on, Jimmy, open the hands. Nothing there. Robert Gibson winding up that left arm, and Handsome Jimmy hits him mad right in the center of the ring. There is Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Robert Gibson drops down, a little extra pressure on that left arm and shoulder. 3 minutes, 10 seconds gone. The overall time limit on this one is 15 minutes, one fall only. Oh, good move by Handsome Jimmy. But it's answered by Robert Gibson. Robert takes Valiant down and to the mat. Robert Gibson. Oh, a little extra heat there. Applied to Handsome Jimmy. 4 minutes gone. Robert Gibson seems to be pretty well in control. Oh, off the ropes. Handsome Jimmy with the knee to the midsection. Big broad arm by Valiant. Gibson whipped into the turnbuckles. Valiant in there after him with a right hand doubled up. Robert, slapped on the mat by Handsome Jimmy. Right fist. Valiant pops him into the ropes again. Robert hangs on, brought the foot up, caught Jimmy right under the chin with it. And that broke Valiant's momentum, at least for the moment. Robert Gibson. Oh, he fires him into the turnbuckle. Valiant out of the ring.
Handsome Jimmy goes to Out Avenue right there as he got out of that ring.
You're watching him. You see the right hand there. Handsome Jimmy back in the ring. Robert Gibson. Oh. Slugged with that right hand and whatever.
Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to control Jimmy Hart, and that's a full-time job with Hart and Valiant around the ring.
Robert slammed into the ring post. Robert Gibson down on the floor. Handsome Jimmy got up in the ring. Jimmy Hart out of his chair, wandering around the ring, but referee Jerry Calhoun sees him about halfway around and says, hey, back over to that chair and sit down. Meanwhile, Valiant down on the floor, slams Robert's head into the other ring post. Gibson on the floor. Jimmy Hart slipping around there again. He's placed back in the chair by the referee. Valiant out on the apron, taunting Gibson, saying, come on, get back in here. We're close to 7 minutes. 6 minutes 55 right now. Robert Gibson, boy, his head's cut, and no wonder. It's bounced off the ring post twice.
Handsome Jimmy's New York style of wrestling in there.
And pops him into the turnbuckle. Robert Gibson definitely in trouble. 7 minutes, 40 seconds into the action. Valiant all over him in the corner. Breaks just enough to prevent a disqualification and then right back to work in the turnbuckles.
And fighting back.
Valiant using the hair, holding Gibson back on the rope. Oh, from outside, Jimmy Hart and his cane. Valiant asking for the cane from Jimmy Hart. That The referee trying to get Hart to sit down. Meanwhile, here comes Rick Gibson in from outside. That's going to be a disqualification on Roberts. Roberts going to lose it by disqualification, but Rick Gibson going to try to get some satisfaction here out of handsome Jimmy Valiant and manager Jimmy Hart. And the Gibson brothers together have got him out of the ring now. All right, the official ruling from the referee, and that is what it's going to be. Valiant will get the win by disqualification. Time 8 minutes, 59 seconds, 8:59.
Yeah, Rick Gibson doing what comes naturally when he saw all the shenanigans going on with his brother Robert in there. Robert, as you pointed out, had his head wrapped off of that ring post a couple of times, and